Good morning, everyone. My name's Lisa. I'm an alcoholic. I am 23 years sober. And this morning I was shown some stuff to read out of the big book and just like share my experience, strength, and hope. So that's what I'm going to do. Things are a bit hairy out in the world, for some people. Well, for everybody. Everybody's working through their own little shits, right? So, and trying to find balance with like who they've been and who they're becoming, right? Finding the middle ground, and it's a rocky road, man. It's a rocky road, and um, so anyway, I'm just gonna get to reading and then I'll share. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I'm disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, or thing or situation, some fact in my life unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it's supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing, happens in God's world by mistake. Until I could accept my alcoholism, I could not stay sober. Unless I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world as on what needs to be changed in me and in my attitudes. Okay, I forgot to tell you that this is coming from the story Dr. Alcoholic Addict. I think it's called something different now, but this is, I'm reading out of the, I don't know. I've had this book for a long time, since I think this is the third edition. Okay. So what I just read, it starts on full 49. All right. AA and acceptance have taught me that there is a bit of good in the worst of us and a bit of bad in the best of us, that we are all children of God and we each have the right to be here. When I complain about me or I complain about you, I'm complaining about God's handiwork, and I'm saying that I know better than God. For years, I was sure the worst thing that could happen to a nice guy like me would be that I would turn out to be an alcoholic. Today, I find it the best thing that has ever happened to me. This proves I don't know what's good for me. And if I don't know what's good for me, then I don't know what's good or what's bad for you or for anyone. So I'm better off if I don't give advice, don't figure I know what's best, and just accept life on life's terms as it is today, especially my own life as it actually is. Before AA, I judged myself by my intentions while the world was judging me by my actions. Okay, and then this other part over here. When I focus on what's good today, I have a good day, and when I focus on what's bad, I have a bad day. If I focus on a problem, the problem increases. If I focus on the answer increases. Today, Max and I try to communicate what we feel. And Max is this doctor's wife, right? Today, Max and I try to communicate what we feel rather than what we think. We used to argue about our differing ideas, but we can't argue about our feelings. I can tell her she ought not to think a certain way, but I certainly cannot take away her right to feel however she does feel. When we deal in feelings, we tend to come to know ourselves and each other much better. And this is probably one of my favorite things in this whole book to read. Perhaps the best thing of all for me is to remember that my serenity is inversely proportional to my expectations. The higher my expectations of Max and other people are, the lower is my serenity. I can watch my serenity level rise when I discard my expectations, but then my rights try to move in, and they too can force my serenity level down. I have to discard my rights as well as my expectations by asking myself, how important is it really? How important is it compared to my serenity, my emotional sobriety? And when I place more value on my serenity and sobriety than on anything else, I can maintain them at a higher level, at least for the time being. Acceptance is the key to my relationship with God today. I never just sit and do nothing while waiting for Him to tell me what to do. Rather, I do whatever is in front of me to be done. And I leave the results up to Him. However it turns out, That's God's will for me. This is the best right here. I must keep my magic magnifying mind on my acceptance and off my expectations. For my serenity is directly proportional to my level of acceptance. When I remember this, I can see I've never had it so good. Thank God for AA. And I know, like, there's going to be some AAers that see this and they might get pissed off that I'm talking about AA, but I don't answer to you. I answer to God. And this morning I asked, how can I help? How can I serve? And that's what he showed me, to read that and to share my experience, strength, and hope. It's funny because it goes hand in hand with, I shared a selfie this morning and with a quote of Marilyn Monroe that said, you got 3 choices in life: give up, give in, or give it all you got. And that's literally how I live my life. And it all, like, literally boils down to those things. I'm not ever gonna give up, not on myself. Like, I just can't. I won't. Even if it fucking has to suck for a while, until I figure out whatever hole I'm in, like how to get out of it. Give in to who? The only thing I'm going to give into is my resilience, my inner strength, and to continue to move forward, right? I'm just going to, like, eventually get off my pity pot. All of us go there, at different times. It's like, it's easy to go there, but that's what I'm going to give into, to that other voice in my head that says, get up, fucking get up, Lisa. What are you doing? And give it all you got. Yeah. What else am I going to do? Why am I going to half-ass anything? I have to go full force, balls to the wall, like, just like all guts and glory. I have to. I don't know any other way. And then, like, I added a song, Burning Man by Dierks Bentley. And I love that song. I love that song. I love the words to that song. And that song is just amazing because it's all about, like, what this is about, like, finding that balance between, because what you want, like where you are and where you want to be, right? And enjoying this life in between, right? The forever is now part, right? The just being here, because wherever my mind goes, like, that's where I am. If I'm, like, stressing out about how things are going to be or how am I going to get there, I'm not enjoying what's happening right now. Or if I'm, like, freaking out and feeling sorry for myself because of all the shit that I've done in the past, and if shoulda, coulda, woulda, yeah, well, shoulda, coulda, woulda, I fucking didn't, right? Like, I am where I am because of all the choices that I made. And all I have is this moment right now to do and change anything. I could do anything I want. I just got to be willing to deal with the consequences of my life. Like, dude, guys, this is how I talk to myself every day, all day fucking long. Like, it's not like I freaking put down drugs and alcohol and I'm like, oh yeah, like, I'm so happy to live life and, like, do this shit and freaking own my mistakes. And no, the reason I try to do the right thing is because I hate, like, fucking saying sorry. Okay. I try to do the right thing. Have I always done the right thing? No. But I really try to do the right thing because more than anything in the world, I hate saying I'm sorry. I hate admitting that I'm wrong. I will do it. I will do it because I know that the consequence for not doing it and living with, like, the turmoil of doing someone wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like, is worse than saying sorry. And then I put myself at risk for drinking. And drugging and putting down drugs and alcohol, I found peace. I found tools that I actually use and take action in my life towards, right? Am I always doing the right thing? No. Am I always in the flow? No. Right? But I have these tools to get me back on the beam. I have the tools that remind me like where I need to go, right? I was there's people that read this book and they have it all memorized. I was told never to fucking memorize anything in it so that I always have a reason to open it up. And I am so grateful for the teachers that I've had that came into my life. Um, Especially my Maureen. I was thinking of her. I think of her often. But she used to say this word, loving kindness. And she just loved the word. She loved how it sounded. And it sounds beautiful, loving kindness. And part of what amazed me about this woman was that she showed up for everybody like that with this big smile on her face. And to this day, I still want to be like her. Because how brave does it have to be to genuinely care about how another person is doing? Even the rotten ones, or the perceived rotten ones, right? She wrote people in jail. She was just an amazing woman. And I was so blessed to be loved by her. She set the bar high, but proved it was attainable just by the way that she lived. Life gets hard. I used to always say, when you're going through hell, don't fucking stop. And then they came out with that song. It's another country song. When you're going through hell, just keep moving. And that's it. You just got to put one foot in front of the other. And moving forward and moving on can sometimes look like one step forward, 10 steps back. One step forward, 10 steps back. And you got to just like laugh and shrug it off, because what the hell else are you going to do? Sit there and stomp and cry and spit? Well, you can do that for a minute or two, right? But then you got to stand up and dust yourself off and keep doing what you got to do. Chin up, buttercup. That's what I just heard. The road to recovery and healing is the road less traveled, because it requires accountability, and you have to show up. If you want a better life, you have to create it. If you want to be who you're setting out to be, you have to take action. All you got's your name and your word. What do you want people to think of when they hear your name or you give them your word. And that can kind of go both ways, because part of me, like, I don't really give a fuck. And another part of me is like, I want people to know that I am who I say I am. You know, I want people to see me, and I want to be the living proof that anyone can overcome their past. We aren't who others say we are. You are who you say you are. And you know, I don't know. I guess that's it. Hopefully this helps somebody. I know it helped me. I'm doing what I'm told. And that's all. I love you. Have an awesome day. Bye.